sometimes opposites truly do attract.
Lyle's one of the all-time great men.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 unlikely celebrity couples.
Uh-oh, Brigitte, I see you, G. Brigitte, she can walk around me naked all day.
For this list, we'll be looking at couples where both members are famous, but who don't seem to go together based on a discrepancy in their ages or seemingly clashing public personas.
It's my husband Jesse, who works so hard all day, and you get dressed up in monkey suits and you sit at table with people you don't know.
Number 10, Flavor Flav and Brigitte Nielsen.
When I first seen Brigitte, I couldn't figure her out. Like, well, this lady is weird.
Show me around.
No.
When these celebrity oddballs met in 2005 during the Surreal Life's third season, the connection they shared epitomized the show's title.
What happened?
Flav was known best as a member of the politically active hip-hop group Public Enemy. And Brigitte's major claim to fame was her one-time marriage to Hollywood heavyweight Sylvester Stallone.
And I'm like, what am I going to do with this?
Aside from their very different backgrounds, the height difference between the 6'2" Nielsen and 5'5" Flav, along with the outrageous fashion sense they shared, gave the couple quite the visual flair, as seen on their reality show, Strange Love. You got that right.
Frau aus Dänemark, strahlend weiß, Mann aus dem Ghetto, schwarz und heiß. Ist ein Zwerg, sie ein Feger, sie mag rauchen, ist Uhrenträger.
Number 9, Sandra Bullock and Jesse James.
I love you so much, and you're really hot, and I want you so much.
One of 2 women on this list, known as America's sweetheart, Sandra's sweet demeanor and traditional beauty are the opposite of the man who became her husband.
He fled to a rehab facility for a month where he says he dealt with childhood and anger management issues.
James, known mostly for his West Coast Choppers brand and heavily tattooed intense persona, seemed to be trading up when he replaced his previous porn star wife with the A-lister in 2005.
This were only not televised, so I could use the appropriate words I'm feeling right now.
But that didn't stop him from cheating.
One, I knew it was horrible. It made me feel horrible.
And the couple split amid a scandal in 2010.
I knew I would get caught eventually, and I think I wanted to get caught. It was me trying to self-sabotage my life.
This was not the first surprising coupling for Bullock, who'd previously dated her much younger co-star, Ryan Gosling.
You seem very particular about your appearance, Richard.
Thanks. I like your outfit, too.
Number 8, Julia Roberts and Lyle Lovett.
You said he was the universal God, that your heart stopped every time you walk in the door.
America's other sweetheart, Julia Roberts was one of the most recognizable stars in the world, even in the early 90s, and she'd been in a string of relationships with Hollywood leading men like Liam Neeson, Jason Patric, and Kiefer Sutherland.
Can you trust me?
No, but let's do it anyway.
Then, seemingly out of nowhere, in 1993, she was married to the awkward-looking country star Lyle Lovett.
The first one's named Sweet Anne-Marie, and she's my heart's delight.
Despite being cruelly dubbed by the press as Beauty and the Beast, Roberts stood by her husband.
That was like the first take of the day, and Alan said, cut, wrap, and they threw me a wedding.
That is, until career commitments split the two up less than 2 years after they wed.
We have been put in a very unfortunate situation of feeling like we have to defend ourselves, and it is our choice as two people like everybody else to keep our private life private.
Number 7, Russell Brand and Katy Perry.
Like a Cro-Magnon man, I've discovered a new lady. She's 10,000 years old.
Describing himself as an S&M Willy Wonka, Brand was the British bad boy.
It is a lesson learned, and I hope that everybody has to know that, obviously, if you have problems, it's okay.
Admitting publicly that he was a sex and substance abuse addict and that he masturbated a stranger in a public bathroom for research. It was odd to picture him in a committed relationship at all.
Do you sometimes think, oh, just Russell, shut up, stop saying things? Because you know.
Well, my mother-in-law is in the audience, so I can't be too rude today.
The fact that in 2010 he actually married pop star Katy Perry, who whose image wasn't squeaky clean but didn't seem to have any connection to the world he lived in, was all the more shocking.
That's why I married him, because he's just so hilarious.
Have you married him already?
I mean, that's why I'm marrying him.
Unfortunately, this odd couple didn't last, and their divorce was finalized in 2012.
So help me God, Howard Stern, I will not compromise my ex-wife's vagina
Isn't it
for
true?
ratings.
She had a full bush and that's why you left her?
That woman was perfect from top to bottom.
Number 6. Madonna and Dennis Rodman.
Sex is the name of the new book she's put together based on her own sexual fantasies.
By the mid-90s, Madonna had taken her already edgy persona to new extremes.
Just 2 weeks ago, she bared her breasts at a celebrity-studded fashion show and literally stole the show.
She'd released a book that featured images of the singer in a variety of sexual situations, a movie that featured S&M and bondage, and she'd gone off on an explicit tirade on a late-night talk show.
Wait a minute. People don't want to hear the word.
Oh, stop it! Will you stop? Ladies and gentlemen, turn down your volume. Turn the volume down immediately. She can't be stopped.
All of this fed the public sentiment that she'd gone too far, and that her career may be over because of it.
Recently, we read that Madonna thought you were a turn-on. Would you like to meet Madonna? Would you like to spend any time with Madonna and all? She turned you on.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine I'm her material boy.
Enter Mr. Rodman, the undisputed controversy lightning rod of basketball at the time. Rodman's extreme fashion choices and outrageous behavior were crazy enough that people were shocked to see Madonna with him in 1994. The relationship didn't last.
It would have been very difficult for me to live down being in the shadow of Madonna.
Number 5. Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher.
You know what might help me? If you could tell me how you got over Jackie. You remember Jackie, don't you?
At one time, the highest paid woman in the entire movie industry, Demi Moore built a reputation as a force to be reckoned with, which made it all the more unexpected that she'd date and marry a doofus 15 years her junior.
When you got, there were still a lot of cynics out there who said, it's never going to last.
Not only that, it was written that it was purely for a publicity stunt.
Even before they wed in 2005, the couple was everywhere, especially on Twitter.
You know, as marriage goes, I think most people sort of set getting married as the goal, as opposed to being married, which is a different thing.
Where they'd routinely post images of their lives, like a couple of high schoolers, not movie stars and business people.
Please welcome Ashton Kutcher's dad, Bruce Willis.
Despite Demi's kids and ex-husband Bruce Willis embracing Kutcher and melding their lives together, this relationship came to an end in 2011, amid rumors he'd been unfaithful.
Let's fix me up and get me back out there.
Number 4. Tom Cruise and Cher.
Warren Beatty.
Yeah.
Okay. Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Elvis Presley.
And almost.
The fact that these two were ever a thing has been all but forgotten. He moved on to marry Mimi Rogers, Nicole Kidman, and Katy Holmes, and she went on to date a number of men, but never did quite find the right one to settle down with.
Gene Simmons.
Yes. This is my life in men?
Aside from the 16-year age difference, Cher's notoriously extreme style and persona while they were together was the opposite of Cruise's jockey pretty boy image. Though the two have rarely spoken about their time together, we'd still love to know how these two became intertwined in the mid-'80s.
I've had just the greatest lovers ever.
Where did Tom Cruise rank on that list?
Well, he was in the top 5.
Number 3. Lance Armstrong and Ashley Olsen. Born 15 years apart, there is nobody who could have predicted this celebrity pairing, especially since it predated sister Mary-Kate's relationship with the also much older Olivier Sarkozy by several years.
We have a closer relationship than I could possibly even imagine someone else really having.
The controversial 7-time Tour de France winner and the squeaky clean former child star were seen kissing and flirting on several occasions in 2007.
Everyone was pretty easy about it. We never came across any problems.
Before publicists and friends convinced the two to distance themselves from each other. In fact, a 2014 book called Cycle of Lies claimed that Armstrong ended the fling because he feared his image would be tarnished.
I think that's best for both of us.
Number 2. Gene Simmons and Diana Ross. When a man whose stage persona is called the Demon becomes romantically entwined with a woman who is considered one of the most refined and elegant women in the world, it was bound to surprise many. When that man also happens to be known as a shameless womanizer who claims to have bedded 4,600 women, it becomes absolutely shocking.
Luckily, as women who've slept with Gene, we have a support group.
It's called Every Other Woman in North America.
We assume the couple parted ways when Simmons' eyes started to wander again, but we won't forget about their time together in the early 80s anytime soon. Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Until I said it on tape, I had kept it to myself.
Yeah.
But in your article, you said that we went on 2 dates.
Yeah.
And it's all for you.
Like his beloved character in Home Alone, we'd have to imagine Macaulay Culkin woke up this morning, looked in the mirror, clasped his cheeks, and screamed. That's because the actor is no longer dating Mila Kunis. He and the beauty ended their 8-year relationship over the weekend.
Is it the boat?
It's not the boat. I have to go now. Ugh.
Is it the Chad?
It might be the Chad.
And really the only reason that we became friends in the first place was because we met at a party and she happened to mention her love for the director's commentary version of Showgirls.
Yeah, Zac Efron, you stink, you!
Number 1. Michael Jackson and Lisa Marie Presley.
There are a lot of doubters about this marriage. I've heard that it's a Scientology plan.
The King of Pop and the King of Rock's daughter getting married may make sense on paper. In reality, these two could not have seemed more different and less connected to outsiders.
What do I love the most about him? Everything. He's amazing. I really admire him. I respect him. I admire him. I'm in love with him. And no, we don't sleep in separate bedrooms. Thank you very much. And I love everything about him.
She was the recently divorced daughter of a legend who had never fully embraced the attention her parentage had brought her.
Well, why wouldn't we have a lot in common? That's the question. Why? Why not?
Like we're faking this?
Like, no, but you can't live with
somebody.
somebody day to day. We're together all the time.
He was an amazing musician whose odd behavior, ever-changing face, and legal troubles ensured he was the most photographed star in the world. When they chose to appear publicly for the first time at the 1994 MTV Video Music Awards to share an awkward kiss that lacked both chemistry and passion, people's perception of the pair as the ultimate odd couple was cemented.
Just think, nobody thought this would last.
Do you agree with our list? Who do you think is the least likely celebrity couple? For more pop culture top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.